Hey guys, I'm Dupree, and today I am showing you some aiming systems that will help your aiming to a certain extent. So, aiming systems, I don't really believe in them. I don't believe in them one bit. Because there are way too many variables for an aiming system to work a ton. Different variables in pool include the tip you're using, how much spins on the cue ball, the felt you're using, the balls you're using. Those are all different variables. The size of the pockets are variables. So typically, you want to think of your shot as a science experiment. And typically in science experiments, there are 1 to 2 variables. Mostly one variable and a controlled group. So 1 to 2 variables in a science experiment. Here's 10 variables in pool. Now that is not a good system. You want to be able to focus on as little as possible. If you're going to have to adjust your aim due to deflection with an aiming system, it's best just to shoot the shot over and over and over again. And that is called absolute aiming. That's what automatic aiming, that's what I meant. That's really what pros do. They just set up shots and they shoot them over and over and over again until they're like second nature. Until they just automatically can aim them, just like that. I think I'm going to show you probably 2 aiming systems in this little tutorial: center to edge and ghost ball aiming. But let's just start with center to edge. So center to edge is also called CTE. And just letting you know, center to edge not usually, it only works when you're hitting above center, center, or below center, but it all has to be in the center of the cue ball. If you're hitting over here, you're going to miss. If you're hitting over here, you're going to miss. If here, and that's because of deflection. If you haven't seen my video on deflection, I suggest you go watch that, but just long story short, if you hit on the right side of the cue ball, see how it goes off to the left instead of staying on that straight line, that is deflection, and you're going to have to compensate for that or change your aim for that. And as I said before, if you're going to have to change your aim for something, why not just know how to shoot it and then change your aim after. So let's start with center to edge. I do not know who came up with this system, but it is kind of reliable. You tend to overcut shots if you miss them. But it should work with center, above center, in the center of the cue ball, and below center in the center of the cue ball. Just no right or left spin. If you accidentally put right or left spin, you're going to miss. So that's the bad part. So you're going to take the center of the cue ball through the edge of the object ball like that. Then we're going to take the edge of the cue ball on the side we're cutting the ball to the center of the object ball like that. Then you're going to find your aiming point, and then you're going to go like in between there. And then you should be able to pocket the ball if you hit center. Now when we're talking about deflection, I may make the shot here since the ball is close to the pocket. But if it was further, just know that I would miss. Now I'm going to hit with heavy right spin. And that, again, pushes the ball off to the left. So if it pushes the ball off to the left, we should undercut this. This ball should go, like, over here instead of in the pocket. May go in the pocket because of how close we are. I'm going to hit it fairly hard. But just know if we were going long ways that it would miss. So heavy right spin, center to edge, edge to center. Heavy right spin, you miss a cue. Now if you put a little bit less right spin, will not miss key this time. Center to edge, edge to center, right spin. We barely hit it right here. We barely made it off of that point. And again, as I just said, if we were going longer, this should undercut it. This should hit this ball on this rail. Center to edge, edge to center. We heavily undercut it. So this is why you need to kind of change your aim. This is why I don't really like aiming systems. But that's center to edge. It works in a variety of different situations. Just make sure, again, just stressing to you that you cannot use left or right spin without compensating for that deflection. If you haven't seen my video on deflection, I suggest you go and watch that so you can further understand that. I'll try to have the deflection video pop up at the end of this one just for you guys. But let's move on to ghost ball aiming. Okay, so that was center to edge, or CTE. So now we're going to move on to ghost ball aiming, and this is, in my opinion, the most useful aiming system. You'll see pros do this, but I don't really classify this as an aiming system. This is just kind of finding your line naturally, but we'll call it an aiming system anyway. So ghost ball, let's just imagine that this 9 is another cue ball. Actually, let's just get another cue ball. Instead of pretending like that 9's a cue ball, here we go. So we're going to put this cue ball in line with the 5 in the side pocket. So we're trying to make the 5 in the side pocket. So our cue ball needs to hit where that other cue ball is, just in the 5 into the side. So we know that. So this cue ball obviously is not going to be in games. You can't just stop the game and be like, hold up, let me put my cue ball down so I know where to hit. So you're going to have to imagine this, and that's why it's called the ghost ball. It's not really there, you can't see it, but we're just using it for video purposes right now. So this is basically what we build our stance behind. The line between our cue ball we're hitting and this ghost ball. That's where our dominant foot is going to go. If you're right-handed, this is where your right foot's going to go. If you're left-handed, this is the line your left foot's going to be on. So I'm right-handed, so my right foot is along this line right here, and that puts your cue in a position to where you get down on the table, your cue naturally falls on that line. It's naturally there. So if we stay down, we can prove this. Whoops. We can prove this. We're going to find our ghost ball. We imagine it right there. You'll see players do that. And we can prove that we know that we're on that line by not taking any practice strokes and just accelerating through. Now, I don't suggest you not take any practice strokes. That's just checking your aim, but you don't really need to. You can get down on any shot and pocket it, but that's not really useful for using spin. The aiming system is, though, well, it's not really an aiming system, that's the thing, but it kind of is. So if you need to use bottom left, that's going to push our cue ball to the right. So we're going to aim more to the left. And there we go. Well, we scratched because our other cue ball is there, but that wouldn't be there during games. So this is very, very useful. It can be used on pretty much any shot. Well, any shot actually, not pretty much any shot. So just find your line. So we know if we hit anywhere on this cue ball, 13 will go into the pocket automatically. So we just have to imagine that that ball is there, and we can take that ball away, build our stance around it, and accelerate through. So easy concept. There's really nothing to it other than just finding your stance, pocketing the ball, and just accelerating through. Again, I do not suggest just keeping your hand in the cue as I did. I was just showing you that you don't really need to take those practice strokes once you have gotten down on your line. All aiming is done before a player actually gets down to shoot. I don't think no pro aims when he is down on the table. We all aim as we're standing up. Our aim is built around our stance, not our hands. Because when you're in that proper stance, the cue should fall exactly to that line. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. If you did, you can click the like button down below and let other people know that you enjoyed it. If you want to receive notifications, if you want to be notified when I post again, you can click the subscribe button and then the bell icon right next to it. That'll just send you an email and a notification saying that I've uploaded a new video. If you are interested in this cue ball, this is called the iCue. This is a great tool for repetition, and repetition is the most important part of pool. Pool is basically built on your muscle memory. Your muscles will remember what to do when you get down on the same shot that you shoot with the iCue. You can't play tournament games with a cue ball like this, but if you can imagine this little circle right here, you will play exceptionally well. if you've been practicing with this in the right way. So this is the IQ. You can buy one for $25 on iqclinic.com. That's ICUECLINIC.com. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.